Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing some of my unpopular K-pop opinions with some context on a few topics I've been thinking of. If you don't like what you're hearing, feel free to add your own counter opinions in the comment, because I would love to hear your thoughts on the subjects I talked about today. All I ask is that you be respectful in the comments, and remember that I'm just a random person sharing my opinion on a genre that we both like. Now let's get on with the video. 1. Fourth gen isn't ready for dating scandals. On the 27th of February, Dispatch revealed that Aespa's Karina and top actor Lee Jae-wook are in a relationship, which later got confirmed by both of their respective companies, making Karina the first fourth-gen idol from the Big Four labels to be confirmed in a relationship. The response to this relationship has been polarizing. While you have fans who are mad that their idol is dating a man and isn't a lesbian, the default response has been to infantilize Karina and even going as far as to pushing a narrative that Lee Jae-wook is way older than he is, or that he's using her to advance his career, despite the evidence proving otherwise. That's not to say that Karina isn't getting hate, cause her Instagram says otherwise, but the default response was to infantilize Karina, and making up conspiracy theories of why this relationship was exposed proves how much fourth-gen K-pop isn't ready for the reality of idols doing adult things like dating, smoking, and drinking. 2. Hybe girl groups have a growing hate train. Around 1 to 2 years ago, Hybe was known for their boy groups like BTS, TXT, and Inoffensive. Shorji Friend and Fromus9 were also part of the Hybe family, but since they had started their careers before their companies were acquired by the subsidiary, they were less closely associated with the Hybe image. As I'm making this video, Hybe has established not just one but two super successful girl groups, LE SSERAFIM and NewJeans, that are making waves in the new generation of K-pop. Hybe is also getting ready to debut two new girl groups, Cat's Eye and Elite, that were established by their two survival shows Are You Next and Dream Academy by the end of 2024. Because of how successful the girl groups have gotten, antis have been doing everything they can to ruin their momentum. From spreading misinformation to turn people off the groups to accusing the groups of payola just because they get promoted by their companies, it's been a lot to witness as a fan. The hate that most fandoms have for Hybe girl groups mostly comes from them being in the same company as BTS, the biggest boy group in the world. A lot of antis believe that the girls are only relevant because of being BTS label mates, despite the evidence proving otherwise. 3. Twice needs a hiatus and more solo activities. Have you ever heard of the saying, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing? That's how I feel about Twice and their excessive activities as a group. As a person who got into K-pop during the pandemic, I was introduced to the third-gen Holy Trinity, Twice, Velvet Pink, while Blackpink and Red Velvet went on a hiatus and started pushing solo activities. Twice carried on as a group and have been overworked ever since. When Ahyeon went solo in 2022, I fooled myself into thinking that JYP has finally seen the light in prioritizing more solo and sub-unit activities over group activities, but boy was I wrong. Twice had their most busy era post the pandemic, which delayed the solo and sub-unit debuts that the public desperately wanted. Funny thing is that Twice doesn't need to work that hard anymore. All of their efforts for the past 9 years as a group has given them the right to relax and finally start growing their careers as soloists and some even actors. I need JYP to realize that they will get the same return on investment, maybe even more, if he invests in growing all the members' solo careers, whether through brand deals, acting, music, etc. The benefit from focusing on solo activities more than group activities is that the public will miss seeing Twice as a group and there will be more eyes on them when the group comeback finally happens. 4. YG stans are putting too much pressure on Ahyeon. It's no secret that Babymonster's debut Batter Up and recent comeback Stuck in the Middle were not well received by the K-pop community. The group broke enough records to avoid being called a flop, but the comeback still didn't live up to the Blackpink sister expectation that a lot of YG fans had for the girls, which is where Ahyeon comes in. When the Babymonster last evaluation survival show was airing, a lot of fans gravitated mostly towards Ahyeon and Chiquita, because they reminded them of Jennie and Lisa. Another reason is because of how talented the girls are. Ahyeon's cover of Dangerously went viral and it seems like all was well, until Ahyeon's school talent show went viral where she was heard singing along when the N-word came up. That video caused a lot of backlash, and it didn't help that no apology was made and her fans were downplaying the impact of Ahyeon singing the N-word. Despite no apology or explanation being made, it seems like that scandal affected Ahyeon a lot because she missed out on the initial debut and first comeback of Babymonster for personal reasons. Ahyeon's absence in the group was felt a lot, especially in Korea, where most of them were tuning into Babymonster for her, which is why it took a bit longer for K-Nets to open up to them until YG founder announced that Ahyeon will be participating in Babymonster's first mini-album comeback. And while I understand the excitement, I feel like a lot of YG stans are putting too much pressure and expectations on her presence in Babymonster, to the point where they think she will be enough to change how most people think about Babymonster. But there's no singing and dancing your way out of bad promotions, which might be a thing unless YG finally gets it together and stop gatekeeping Babymonster from the public. 5. TikTok versus UMG is gonna affect K-pop the most. On January 31, 2024, Universal Music Group UMG announced that all their music will be removed on TikTok. This decision came after UMG and TikTok failed to reach a new licensing agreement. Most K-pop groups are going to be affected by this decision because TikTok is not only removing songs that are fully controlled by UMG. Any recording of a song currently available on TikTok that has been co-written by a songwriter signed to Universal Music Publishing will also need to come down in the event of the license expiring, which has caused a lot of K-pop songs to be removed or muted on TikTok. The removal led to a wave of disappointment and concern among K-pop fans on social media, mostly because TikTok was a popular way for K-pop fans to bond over new music and also to reminisce on the past iconic K-pop songs. The way the TikTok algorithm was set up, there was also a higher chance of your fave song to come in the algorithm of a non-K-pop fan, making it easy for your fave to gain new fans just because their sound went viral on TikTok. Despite K-pop regularly going viral, it is still a niche genre, which is why apps like TikTok were important, because of how easy your fave can go viral and get new fans if they make good music. With this decision, K-pop fans and idols who work with UMG are gonna have to migrate their content to either YouTube Shorts and Reels, which could work. But in my opinion, no Shorts app algorithm will ever beat TikTok, and I really hope that both these companies can come to a mutually beneficial agreement that ends with TikTok bringing back music they removed.